Right, included my audio.
Included mine as well. Just gonna mute MJ out. Which it doesn't let me do. Okay. Welcome along, boys and girls. This is another ABR, American British Racing. This is Tier 1, the top tier in this racing series. We're at the German Grand Prix this weekend. And you join us for round 5 of this championship. It's going to be an exciting race around Hockenheim. It always throws up some good racing going down that long back straight into that heavy braking zone. That's the key overtaking opportunity around this racetrack, and yeah, it's going to be a good one as we're getting ready to go racing right on cue. Joined with me tonight, we've got the mighty Phil from Calendar Season Racing. How are we doing, Phil?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. I'm literally so excited for this race. I can't wait to see what antics are going to be played, what strategies are going to be put down, and more importantly, what qualifying's gonna throw at us. I'm excited.
Exactly, and the weather conditions, as we saw from last year's F1 event, it can definitely throw up a few surprises. So coming into this race weekend, it's Callum leading the charge at the front of the standings, currently first in the championship order with 58 points. Second behind him is Stubbsy on 54 points. And third in the championship, we've got ABR Buraps representing there with 50 points. Moving down into fourth, we've got PWR Dan, so that's 2 Williams there in the top 4, and he's on 48 points, just 10 points off the lead of this championship. Then we've got Oxtes in 5th on 46 points, Yaunif in 6th on 38 points, then Vita Hoverent on the 36 points in 7th. ABR Bowen once again representing ABR. He's in 8th place at the minute with 26 points. Then it's Mystic in 9th position overall with 16 points. And then Silent Boom, our resident Silent Boom from High Speed Apex and Calendar Season Racing. He's in 10th currently, only on 10 points. So a lot of work to do for him. And yeah, some already people trying to run away with it here. And it's looking like a good day at Germany.
Yeah, very exciting. It's definitely going to help the boys. Just depends on what the weather's going to be in the race. I mean, with it being 50%, you never know what Germany's going to throw at you. But we've got a full grid today, which is going to be so much more interesting. And we're going to see exactly where the pace is going to be set. Do see a Toro Rosso coming out of the pits already. If you want to just run us through an outlap around Germany and your version of events from a third person view.
Yeah, so we've got Silent Boom. He's come out onto track and he's gone out on the hard compounder tyre. Don't expect to see Silent do his fastest lap on this tyre this early in the session as well. He's probably going out and getting a sighter lap here, a bit of an install lap, just to get a feel for the track, where the grip's at, and yeah, just so he's ready for maximum attack when he wants it. So coming up to the hairpin there, that's going to be the key area we can really overtake during this Grand Prix. You're going to have DRS enabled going down that straight into that heavy braking zone, and you can go too wide in there, you can get a real battle on. Going in here, just get a bit of the inside curve, not too much, don't want to run wide there. And up through the gears. This is one of my favourite corners coming up, just this sweeping right. It's got a lovely camber on the corner, you can really commit to it. Run the curve out wide there, and this one as well. Encourages you to brake deep there. Keep it in third gear, and wheel spin on the exit. Some good traction through this stadium section, which is unique to Hockenheim. They've tried to recreate it at the likes of Mexico, etc. But this final stadium section, beautiful here. Thousands of fans, and the drivers really feel it coming through that final sector. The big roar as they come through turn one. Turn one so treacherous. That's really make or break at the first corner. And they've got a good line there from Silent Boom. Going down the gears, holds it in third. It's the power nice and early. DRS now enabled. And strap mode 5, giving it all. Let's see what it's going to top speed at. Going up to 205 miles an hour, braking down second gear, 35 miles per hour on the apex there. Just maximising the traction out the corner, short shift in there if you need to. come around towards sector 3. What's the lap time going to be? So sector 2 is a 50.467, and it looks like he's just backed off there. He's just turned the wick down, and he's probably going to come back into the pits now. Silent boom.
So we've got ABR Chris and Sync Verstappen who have just started their flyers. I'm on board with ABR Chris. I think though Sync Verstappen will complete his lap first if he wanted to see how he does crossing the line. Just watching ABR Chris.
Yeah, we're going to ride on board with Verstappen. Sector 2 turn there. Looking good, hard to tell. No one set a lap in anger as of yet.
Chris with a 49 9.
And up to the line it comes. That's a 1:11.1.
We've got ABR Chris coming across the line with Cookie as well. Cookie goes second. And Chris goes second now and pushes Cookie down to third. Cookie with a 1:26, definitely made an error on that lap. Maybe as you said, just doing a quick fill of the track. If he is, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it on set soft tyres, that's for sure. They're quite handy.
Indeed. If you are new to F1, the track does evolve because the rubber that they're putting on these cars, they'll be going out, putting one flyer on them, because these tyres degrade so much. So the rubber gets transferred onto the track in certain areas, rubber's in, and actually provides extra grip. And then later stages of the race weekend and also the qualifying session, the track will evolve and come towards you, of course weather permitting. But yeah, good opening lap there for Verstappen. We haven't seen much of him
coming
before.
round the last corner. What's Yannick going to do? It's P2 for Yannick with 1:11.2, and Alfa Romeo coming around the final corner as well.
So both a second on everyone else at the moment.
That Alfa's backed off us, just stopped in the middle of the track. And we've got ABR Bowen now, just in sector 3. He's on line lap as we speak. Let's see how the ABR representative ABR Bowen can do as Jerome goes P3. Mercedes crosses the line now. It's ABR Bowen. It's P5. Safe and sound so far.
Yalnif and Co gets out the way there. Stubbsy, he's on a flyer. He's really pushing it in his early phases of quali. Looking like a good lap so far. He's going to come up to the end of sector 2 now. What's it going to be? That's a 49.5. Sector 2 looking good so far.
You're on board with Stubbsy.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, I've got this.
As much curves as you dare to. These final few corners. Lines it up nicely. This is the apex. Up to the line. What's it going to be for Stubbsy? So 1:11.7. So that's going to put him into 5th position so far.
Got a Ferrari starting the flying lap as well. As here comes Oxtez round the final corner. What's it going to be? It's P3 for Oxtez. It's 1:11.2. It's a pretty safe time. I think if you're doing it in the low 1:11s, you're definitely going to be safe. I think. And you, Callum's still not putting in that. Nor is Gator.
There's quite a few fast cars. PWR Dan as well. Kimi. Silent Boom even. There's quite a few. Ganjaw's got the pace. Will easily be displaced. Remember, this is full qualification, so there'll be Q1, 2 and 3, so drivers will be eliminated in the process of these sessions. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Gone back for him. All good. Kimi takes the final corner. Nice and smooth there, up to the line. It looks decent, and it's 11.5 for him. And that's going to put him in 5th position.
Across the line now. That's P5 for Ganjaw's. Dan is on a flyer, I believe. The team, you know.
So the Williams boys, both on track. We've got Callum at the minute. behind his teammate. He's going to give him a little slipstream on a lap. Just letting a faster car through. Going rockets past.
ABR Baraps and Sofia still haven't left the pits. All the rest on out laps or flying laps. As the PWR Cookie starts his flying lap. 1:26.5, that's for sure. He pole originally. So lap.
So a great lap there at the front. We've got Mystic and Verstappen there, both on the 11.1s. In 11.2s, we've got Yaunif upstairs. 11.3s, we've got Dan. 4s, we've got Otem and Ganja is so tightly packed there at the front of the order. It's not even Q3 yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they need to overdo it at all. So we got the run out. He's gone a bit deep towards the Mercedes-Benz grandstand and past his sector 2. He's going okay. Just needs to keep him composed as he goes around the last couple of corners. Is he going to improve? Looks like it. Is it enough? Is it a top 10? It's not. Oh, he has. He's got 12. Took a bit later a while to change the position as perhaps my man comes out the pits.
Callum's just coming into sector 3 now. What's it going to be for Callum? Is it going to be a good banker?
Let's see what he does.
All the curb up to the line. That's pole. That's a 110.8. 110.8. Okay.
Do you know what that reminded me of?
That's a new benchmark.
That reminded me of Q1 in Monaco. I don't know if you remember it, but they were all on their flyers, and Seb Vettel, he hadn't put in a lap, and he was plumb last, and then he literally went from last to first, and literally won that and just beat everyone. See how
it's best. We've got 7 minutes 40 seconds remaining of the session.
was that Haas was
time for a
improving.
couple more runs.
I believe that was Vitinha. He's had 5 laps on his cards. As
So
we're gonna see. That's what I said. Yeah, no, we're just about to see Baraps gone to his flying lap now. He's only one of 3 drivers to not put in the time, along with Jaeger and the racing point of Sofian, who I believe is on a flying lap. Just trying to look for him on the track. He is. He's coming around the last couple of corners.
So Red Bull wins it. Might put him off slightly.
Yeah, maybe. See what he does. 11.
P11. 1:11.7. Really good lap time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's only 11th place here.
Baraps is now coming towards sector 2 as he goes towards the Mercedes-Benz grandstand. You need to make sure you get him nice. Oh, he has. He might get him. Yeah, he's gone to 0 ERS, which makes me think he's just gonna go for another lap. I think.
Tino's out on the hards. He's got cars ahead of him, traffic ahead. Get out of the way, lads. Get out of the way. We've got a flying car coming through.
Oh!
He's happy with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's done anything wrong. Yeah, the few of them are going
dived into the pits.
And Baraps is off. Here he goes. He's had a great exit out of turn 1. I'm not going to lie there. How is he going to fare in sector 1? Needs to put in a time here. It's a 15.6 sector 1. So, how much power can he carry up this back straight here? This is the best chance to get any overtakes in the race, as Craze upstairs retires from the session. ABR Baraps is going to be looking to get into the top 15 here and out of Q1. He's not going to get many more chances. I think this may be pushing it as he's on his second flying lap as he goes past sector 2 into sector 3 now. This is the part where you don't want to mess up. This is the part of the track you can find most time. As he now goes round the last couple of corners, goes a little bit wide, but all within the track limits. His DRS is open, crosses the line, it's P4 and he's safe. Good lap from Baraps there. As, have we got any more? Yeah, we've got Sink Verstappen. He's diving into the pits. I don't think he is taking any more part in Q1. Silent Boom outlap. He is going to be wanting to get out of the bottom 5 here, as is Gator, who has not left the pitch yet. Vitinho is on an outlap. Chris is in the pits and Cookie all in the crunch zone to be eliminated from Q1 here. As Silent Boom starts his flying lap. Gets a good exit out of turn 1. As long as you don't exceed the track limits there, you'll be doing okay. How's his sector 1 time gonna fare to the others? It's a 16.7. I mean, if you compare that to Baraps, who just put in a 15.9, he's quite a little bit off the pace, but there is plenty of track left to find some more time as he opens a DRS, comes around the heavy braking corner, and I think he may have backed off. He's on 0 ERS.
He might have enough for another lap though. He might have enough for another lap, so hopefully a bit of fuel left in the tank. Just squeeze it.
As well. This is it. It's a squeaky bum time for the bottom 5. They need to get out, and they need to.
Looks like everyone outside the 11.4s, they don't feel confident. Everyone's heading out. The final showdown. Who's it going to be? Out of Q1.
Silent Boom is now gone up into mode 4, so now he's starting to fly lap. Here we go as he goes down the main straight, round to turn 1.
Good so far. Can you hold it together? Into the hairpin, very cautious there. Clean on the power.
Richie, FYI, Gunther Steiner, because yeah, I'll tell you in a minute.
Received loud and clear as Silent Boom comes into sector 3, into the stadium section. Can he hook it up? Can he put himself into the next phase of qualifying? He's going to need about 11.5 to feel safe. As he comes up to the line, what's it going to be? It's going to be in it. Or 11.869. It's going to put him only P14. Well, a lot of other cars on circuit. So let's see if it is going to be good enough or not, as we're going to ride on board with some of the other cars further down the pecking order. And Silent Boom's already been pushed down to P15 now, and we've got ABR Lethal that we're going to ride on board with. Looks like he's on the flying lap. The number 22 Haas. Just over half a second down there through sector 2. Looks like he's had enough. He's coming into the pits. Gator, he has managed to set a lap time of a 1:12.764, and that looks like it's going to be him. Doesn't look like he's on a flyer. Who else we've got? The top 10, they're going to be pretty safe. Everyone's coming into the pits now. We've got Kimi on an outlap though. Interesting there. He doesn't feel safe at the present time. We've got PWR Cookie. He's currently on the lap, or just beginning one. What is this? No, maybe on a warm down lap now. ABR Chris almost stationary on track here, letting the car through. I think maybe run out of fuel as well. Yeah, run out of fuel, ABR Chris. So I expect to see Renzo going a bit faster. Silent Boom really creeping back to the pits there. As we can see, Renzo, he's up on his delta time there. 0.095 of a second up. Coming down into this heavy braking. Really got the line nice there. Kiss the apex inside and outside there. Up through the gears. Strat mode 5. Give it everything you got. He only realistically needs probably about 0.4 of a second. It's going to put him really safe in this qualification. He's 0.264 up now.
Extended Gunther
Coming into the
Steiner.
stadium section. Extended, okay. Coming around the final few corners and up to the line. Is it going to be enough for Red Bull Renzo? As he crosses the line, yes it is. It's going to put him up into 13th at the minute. We've only got ABR Bowen out on track. He might displace him still. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I think that's it for Bowen. Really disappointing there. Down in 17th. And I think that's your lot, ladies and gentlemen, for the first qualifying session. Looks like everyone's either crossed the line, run out of fuel, or heading back into the pits. Yeah, so interesting qualifying one there. So down at the bottom we had Gator, iLethal, Silent Boom, Bowen and Chris there. So quite a few of the top prospects for this Grand Prix win have sadly been eliminated in the first round. So a first shock there for us of this race weekend at Germany, the Hockenheim Grand Prix. One of my favourites. We'll be sad to see it go shortly. First race was held here in 1970. It's a 4.5 kilometre circuit. It got 16 turns. The official race distance is 77 laps. We'll be doing 50% of that, of course, and 306 kilometres. Lap record post the 2002 redesign of the circuit was Kimi Raikkonen with a 1:13.780 in 04 McLaren. And yeah, we all remember what happened last year. Do let us know what the weather is, boys and girls. I haven't asked that question yet, but what is the weather forecast for the weekend? Do let us know. Of course, Q2 will tell us all we need to know. As we just see here, the final order of ABR Chris, ABR Bowen, Silent Boom, ABR Lethal, and Gator, unfortunately, missed out there. And as you can see, the difference there between 15th and 16th was only 0.008 of a second, and that's really unfortunate to miss out by that much going into the next session. But anyway, onwards we march. So as we get into the chat, I'm going to ask, well, what's the weather saying, chaps? A bit more overcast from the previous session. So we do have Phil in the commentary box with us. He's just taking a short break. And do remember to get over to his side of things in terms of Twitch. Go and follow him, CSR Phil. And yeah, you'll be able to get, you can run them side by side if you want as well. So you can get different perspectives of, you know, we'll be following different drivers, etc. as you'll hear throughout the course of this weekend. We've got a Racing Point on track, a few others. Everyone's coming up very early in this qualifying too. So let's just have a look at what tyres everyone's running out on. Yeah, a lot of cars exiting the pits. So we're going to follow Yalnef. So still got remaining Yalnef, Sofian, Kimi, Buraps, Ganjalwiz, Vitinho, Mystic, Red Bull, Lorenzo, Callum, Cookie, Stubbsy, Oxtes, Verstappen, Dan and Jerem remaining in this session. And as you can see, we've got a real cocktail of tyres on display. So Yalnef's gone out in the mediums, then we've got a soft runner. We've only got 3 soft runners, quite a lot of medium runners, and quite a lot of people have opted to go onto the hard compounder tyre. So of course, if you're new to this game, strategy is a key part, especially when it comes to a 50% race. You may want to start the race on a soft tyre, get higher up the grid, but then you might miss out. If there is an early safety car, you're going to have to box. The medium runners will get past you. It's a real chess game. You've got to play the long game when it comes to these, and strategy plays a key part, especially if there is weather conditions to consider. If there is any rain, etc., do let us know. So at the end of the race, rain, and Q3 maybe rain. Thanks for letting us know there, Chris. That's great to hear. Not for you boys racing, of course, that's not going to be great to hear, but for me, sitting back and watching this is really going to spice things up. Hopefully we do get some rain towards the end of the race, and yeah, just make it a bit more slippery, a bit more of a challenge for the boys and girls out there today. As we can see, Jalnif just starting his opening lap of this Q2 session. He's out on the medium compounder tyre. He's got quite a few cars around him. And what's it going to be? Coming down this back straight, got DRS open now. We get a nice little toe off of the Alfa Romeo ahead of us here. Ganja Wiz here, just gives us a nice little toe. Braking just after the 100-metre board there. Up to the apex, second gear, 35 miles per hour. Get on the hammer nice and early. Short shift through the gears. Really let it go after 5th, 6th, 7th. Hold it in 7th here, break down through the gears into the 3rd. The apex, lovely there, really committed, throwing it through that corner, really confident in the car there. Jalnif is so close to that wall. Again, such a rewarding corner, that one. You commit to it, it's going to pay off. Did there for him. And we've got Coutinho set the fastest lap provisionally on a hard tyre. It's a 1:12.802. Jalnif comes up to the line. It's going to be a 1:11.969, a pretty decent lap, you'd have to say, on the medium compounder tyres. Good job there, Jalnif. As we've got Stubbsy across the line at 1:12.801. Look at that. We've got Stubbsy at 8:01, and we've got Coutinho at 8:02. Wow, both on the hard compounder tyre. Not much to split their boys there. I'll get a Rizzler paper in between them if you can. And then we've got Buraps. Buraps just smashed it, 11.8 on the medium tyre. A really decent lap time. And I think you want to put in the real optimum time right now, boys, because the track is going to deteriorate. It is looking like the track is chilling slightly. So we've got Verstappen popped up into 3rd position. He's opted for the soft tyre. He will have to start these tyres, remember. And as you can see, Buraps giving Kimi a nice little toe there. Down the straight, just releases him into the braking zone. He misses the apex there. Hopefully it doesn't cost him too much. Missing the power pretty nicely, Kimi. Got a yellow flag through sector 1. Everyone looks so all got slow moving. I think just pulled over there. It is way more exciting once you get to know the drivers, and got a lot of great personalities in here, boys and girls. We should do some maybe post-race interviews or something like that. That'll be interesting to hear from maybe your podium, like we do in a feature Formula 1 race. As we see Jalnif into the pits, Kimi coming up to the line. What's it going to be for Kimi? It's going to be a 1:12.1 on the medium compounder tyres. A pretty decent lap time, and Dan has also done a 1:12.125. So who else is out on a lap? Who should we ride on board with? So we've got Sofian here in the Pink Panther, the Racing Point. He's out on the medium compounder tyres. What can he get? Coming into the end of sector 2 now. Let's see what it's going to represent. 50.196, not too bad for a medium. Very slow moving car ahead of us. Hopefully this McLaren can get out of the way. She does. Around the final few corners and up to the line. What's it going to be for Sofian? That's put him up to 8th place, a 1:12.589 for Sofian. So currently still in the pits, still yet to set a time. Ganja Wiz just come out the pits, excuse me. Callum is just winding up his lap, just getting his tyres, getting a feel for them. And we've got Oxter still in the pits, so don't leave it too late, chaps, because you might not get a second bite at the cherry if it all goes Pete Tong wrong. So we've got BTG Gaming in the chat here. He's saying, come on, Dan. So you can tell who he's rooting for there. As Callum comes across the line, starts his flying lap. Commits it into turn 1, runs quite wide there, and I think he has invalidated that lap time, so hopefully he's got enough fuel in the tank, or he might have to box again, refuel and go back out again. hopefully on the medium tyre. Shouldn't have scrubbed them too much at this point. So in this case, we're going to run with the other danger man, which is Gandra Wiz, yet to set a lap time. Coming into the stadium section. Got a couple of cars ahead of him, hopefully they'll drive into the pits. Yeah, which they both do. They're both in the box. Apologies, we've just lost Phil. Maybe a slight technical issue there. And we've got Stubbsy just up ahead of us. He's going to give us a lovely little tow here. With some lovely choreographed manoeuvring. Some great teamwork here, some great sportsmanship. Gets there right, has to put it down into first. Manages to hit the apex. Up through the gears now. As he comes through sector 2. He's done a 49.766, pretty decent. It's going to have to be. So remember, the top 10 will go through to the final shootout of qualifying 3. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th will have to sit out the remaining part of the qualifying session. Gandra was really committing through them final few corners, and he comes across the line. It's a 112.138, and that's put him all the way up into 5th position. A really good job there for Gandra Wiz. Under pressure, and he delivered. Calling the postman. So I think we've just seen a purple sector 2 from Callum. Comes around the final corner and up to the line. It looks good. And it is, it's a 1:11.551. Really set the benchmark. Wow, that's him easily through on the medium. Looking good for the race there, Callum. Him and Buraps. It's really tight at the top, but that's an extension there. As we got Oxtes yet to set a lap time. Really in danger now. 5 minutes remaining of the session. What can he achieve? Oxtes looks like he's on the new medium tyre. He's in sector 3. He's just going to wind it up now for a lap. Here we go.
Testing.
Hello. We have Phil back in the house with us. I'm just going to check that your audio is included on my side, my friend.
Oh, I'm not even going to say what just happened.
It says party is being broadcast. Let me just check on the stream. Talk a sec, Phil.
Hello.
Loud and clear. So sorry for that tight technical issue. They're only human after all, and it's Oxtes leaving it all to do here at the dying second. So we've got 4 minutes remaining of this session. He's out on his medium tyre. We know he's quick. Can he deliver?
Dino on his flyer as well. Just gone down the back straight into that heavy braking. Oh, got a bit wide there. Dino
just comes up to the line. He looks good. Oh, it's going to put him 6. That is good, a 1:12.1.
He's knocked Red Bull Ren into the bottom 5. Ooh.
And it looks like Dan's happy. He's retired.
Couple of McLarens getting in each other's way there. As here comes the Haas of ABR Vertino here. Callum's retired. He feels like he's done enough. The top 1:11.5. As Vertino comes around the final corner now, can he get out the bottom 5? And he has.
Yes, he does.
He has. He's not just got out the bottom 5. He has hit a home run and he's just smashed it. And he's done enough there.
And he's retired. He's like, what is you worrying about, boys? I had this covered all along. You should know me.
Got a couple of invalidations. That Red Bull Ren, he's invalidated flying that, which means he's gonna wanna get across the line and hopefully get a lap in that gets him out of the bottom 5. He was just in the top 10. He was pushed out by that lap from Oxters, and now he is motoring. Gets to the finish line. Here comes the rain. The rain has sprung, and you're gonna need to be quick.
This could dampen his chances. Excuse the pun.
But remember, this is doable. Do you not remember Charles Leclerc in Brazil? Oh, and he's gone in.
Why has he gone in?
And Duran.
Oh dear, maybe he's got enough fuel.
I don't know, but Duran's gone out. Cookie's gone out. Stubbsy's out.
I think Stubbs is going to get through. I'm going to ride with Jerem for this final part of Q2.
I've got Cookie. Sitting 15th at the moment.
Rain, rain, go away. Come back another day. Yeah. We don't want the rain. We want sunshine, but the rain does throw up a few tricks and twists. What's it going to be? Let us know. We've got 12 people on the stream so far, Chris. 14 actually. And who are you supporting? Who are you rooting for? And who's your predictions for the weekend? I don't know if you heard it earlier as well, Phil, but we do have rain at the end of the race. Rain at the end of the race.
I did hear. I had the headset on. I just had a bit of background noise that wouldn't have been very pretty for the streamers, for the people watching. So. Just mute it for a slight second.
Not PG, I take it.
Well, no, it was the sound of a drill. Okay, and now I'm not streaming. The hell?
So Jerem under pressure, Cookie, Sofian, Renzo, Stubbsy. He's had enough, I think. He's conceded. Starting P11, not the worst place to start. Do get a free tyre choice come the race. If he stays there. He's currently with a 112.1. To get through to the top 10, that's a 112.1 as well. And if you get a 112.0, that'll put you all the way back up into 6. Renzo is retired from the session. So there goes his chances of improving. Jerem comes around the final few corners and up to the line. And what's it going to be for Jerem? I think he's going to start another lap, maybe invalidation.
Here comes Cookie.
10.5.
Cookie's now got 2 corners to go. Can he improve? He's not. He's aborted. He's in the pits.
So maybe the track conditions slowly slipping away there when it counted for him. And they really want to commit.
So I think
these cars are at the lightest and fastest right now.
Yeah.
It's not what you want. You probably want to set softs on as well in these conditions. Try and warm them up a bit better, but yeah, that looks like it's your lot, ladies and gents. But
that's a surprise for
Sofian's still out on the lap. Sofian's still giving it a go. What's it going to be? As he's in sector 3 already. Comes up through the final corner and up to the line. Is it going to improve? No, it's slower. It was 2 tenths slower than his best. And that's him, unfortunately, eliminated in the lucky position on P13 there.
We've got Harry on saying he's way too intoxicated to drive in an hour's time. Which is fantastic.
We've got Chalmers. He's a Callum fan. He's saying Callum for pole. We're going to find out shortly. That's for sure. We've had a few early casualties, remember, in this qualifying. And yeah, it's going to be anyone to come this top 10 shootout. We've got the likes of Cannon, Vitinho, Buraps that we know about. Verstappen's right there as well. And who's been holding back slightly, Phil? Could anyone really push it come this final session?
I think with the last session being being raining, yeah, I think that in the second set of qualifying, you need to. I don't think it's necessary to go on the softer tyres, as you see. All the drivers opted for the medium tyres. But yeah, as we now hit Q3 of where we've still got some light rain, but the track looks dry, Richard.
So it's going to be about first out the box. If that is the case, you want to get round and set the lap first whilst the track is still at its best.
Well, Vittino's first out. What tyres has he opted for? And he's gone for these soft tyres, so you could only assume that this rain is only going to get worse, so better they do it
your way around, basically.
Have to.
Keep it on the black stuff, and yeah.
I mean, I think the key is as well is that they're not starting on inters, they're starting on slick, so it's not even like they can go out for a second run. Because if the track gets wetter, then they ain't going to be able to go on another set of slicks. There'll be no point running. So it's a shame that maybe it's not started with inters and made this session a little bit more open, because you feel that the drivers are going to get one, maybe two attempts as the rain starts to pour down. The Haas is struggling.
It might just be about this lap, Phil. This could be the decider. Unless the session does improve, but not long in this third part of qualifying.
The skies suggest that it's going to get worse, but every time I can see the helipad, it looks really dark, so we'll see. Bettino is the first to start his final lap. He goes around turn 1 and he's safe there. He's like a big wobble on the curb. You want to stay away from that, that's for sure. You don't want to do a Valtteri Bottas, that's for sure.
Box for a new step underwear? Box.
It's literally hit or miss. Like, if they don't get this lap correct, they might not get another shot at this. This is probably the fastest they're going to get it on the slicks. That rain doesn't look like it's going to clear. Yeah, see, Nino's just struggling to... He can't go around these corners flat out because, well, I wouldn't want to see the end product, He has just set purple. Yeah, he set purple sector 2. I think he's just been nabbed by the Williams behind him of Callum. But we'll watch Bettino set the banker. 1:13.2.
Decent, very decent considering.
And Callum crosses the line, 2 Williams down in third. And Callum is pole. Provisional pole so far.
Jonas in the pits. Kimi and Burap still on an outlap. It's going to be tricky for them.
Yeah, I don't believe Janif is in this session. He is not on my screen. I've only got 9 drivers, I'm afraid.
So Callum's done a 1:13.225, Vitinho 1:13.231, Mystic with a 1:13.4, 1:13.5 for Oxtes, Verstappen with a 13.7, 13.9 for Dan. The Angel is coming around the final corner and up to the line. And he goes P7 with 1:14.0. Maybe the track deteriorating now. Maybe not.
The Red Bulls putting in a lap, perhaps ahead of Kimi. They're the only two to set their laps now. This is hit and miss. Perhaps looks like he's going well. Let's see what his sector 2 time is going to be. it's a 50.9.
50.8 for Kimi. It's pretty even.
Oh, now we have got 2 corners to go now. It's ABR Baraps as he comes around the final corner. What's it going to be for Baraps? And it's only P7.
And Kimi goes P8. So both in the 13.9s. But yeah, I think the track has peaked. I think we're on a downward slope now.
Ganjaris brought into the pits. And I think that could potentially be it.
And that's your lot. Do you want to do the grid before the race, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I can do.
So what I suggest is you can get your phone out, take a quick picture, end of the session when we get the full order, and then do a quick run through.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Formation up. Try and do it row by row or something.
Yeah, I will.
It's got the graphic.
I will do. Don't worry, I'm watching our Formula 1 and we've got Verstappen who's coming out. Verstappen is coming out and is thinking he's going to better his time here. Fresh set of soft tyres.
Interesting. So maybe the track will come back to them.
Yeah, this game is crazy. You never know what's going to happen.
I mean, they're getting fairly decent traction still. Just if it starts sliding when you turn in, it's only really...
Yeah, it's how it affects the
That's
performance.
Still pretty confident under brakes there. Of course, he's running lower fuel mode, etc. And we've got quite a few retirements now. Upstairs feels comfortable. As well as Dan. And they settle for 6 so far.
The team is retired as well.
Mystic is coming out of the pits, currently 3rd.
This is interesting. This is very interesting. Do you know what? I'd love it if one of these could take pole on this set after all these guys have retired, because it just shows you that there's no giving up whatever the weather. As here we go. We watch the Renault come round the final corner to start his flying lap. Or just under 5 minutes left in the session. Now he takes turn 1 and he's invalidated straight away, and that is not ideal.
It's like, do you recall the Silverstone qualifying where Lewis thought that the track wouldn't evolve right in the end of qualifying? It was been raining, and then they pulled out about a second in the final sector or something stupid like that. Qualifying well out good. That's what it could be like here. So I mean, you could get a dry patch potentially, but we've only got 4 minutes left. So maybe a few of the cars still going to come out for another run.
So would you like me to do the grid on the formation?
Yeah, we've got a formation lap, so as soon as they click start and we start the formation lap, then we can introduce the race and the grid.
Yeah, that's easy. I'll watch enough of the program to know how.
You know.
If you know, you know.
I'm going to throw a question out there. What's better, Channel 4 coverage or Sky Sports? What's your favourite, boys and girls at home? Do let us know. I prefer Channel 4 myself. Love a bit of DC. Get ready.
See, for me, I do agree. I massively agree with that. I just think Sky Sports is the better for the build-ups, like with Ted Kravitz and Raheem and all those, like all the pundits, interviews and stuff. Well, yeah.
They've got the full. Verstappen's retired.
Mr. Reed has gone into the pits as well. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more laps in this session unless Callum really thinks he can find more time. If he does, fair play to him. It doesn't look like it though, because he's already he's abandoned
He's already
the
first.
track. Yeah, but he's just like Hamilton. You're never comfortable until it's comfortable, you know? If that makes any logical sense.
How do you know you're comfortable if you're comfortable, if you're not comfortable? That's the question.
Well, that's it. Whether you're pole or not, still try and go better. It's a good mentality to have.
So is Jalnif still not in the session?
Not on my screen. I hope he gets back in because I've rejoined the session. Hopefully it doesn't put me in a car. That's the fear of it.
But he was already spectating before and jumped back. So it's normally, I don't know. It normally remembers you, doesn't it? Kind of thing.
Hope so.
I hope so, yeah.
I don't want to be starting. No, because they had 20 drivers, so I wouldn't be allocated to a seat. We're all retiring. Only 2 drivers left. Mystic Reed and Ganjawiz. Surely neither of them are going to try a late... Oh, they can't now. Too late.
So what's your favourite Hockenheim? This version or the old? Would you have to say?
Old.
The old.
Old version.
Even the old was heavily modified.
Yeah, I think with the older track, I don't know. In the era it was in, it was just so entertaining. I'm trying to think of the year it actually got remodified. Please remind me if you know.
2002 is when we saw the new track layout introduced.
So was that before or after Kimi set the track record?
I think Kimi's track record is 04, I do believe.
04.
Yeah. Since the new configuration. 113 or something like that.
Guessing he done it in the Ferrari. Going to be no other car surely to nick the track record, surely.
So over that, the McLaren, I think it might have been. Back then.
Oh yeah. Looking after where he was there.
The West. Right, Mr. West. So the final cars were retired, or the session has now finished. And that
hopefully all the drivers get back in.
So yeah, hopefully everyone gets back in as we finish Q3. Final of Q3 is Callum, Vitinho, Rixid, Oxtes, Verstappen, Dan, Buraps, Kimi and Ganjawiz. We'll get a full run through just after this. You might have to pause it in order to get the grid in race director, I think, Phil. We can do it that way.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll go on race director, take a picture of it and then do it because my voice goes laggy when I press on, go onto the pause menu.
I like your thinking. Forward thinking there from Phil. It's going to be an interesting race here. Rain forecast for the end of the session. Over to Phil.
Lovely. Yep, there we go. This is perfect strategy. So this is why they pay me the big. We only have 19 drivers. Only have 19 drivers, which makes me think that no, he hasn't. Jalnif has not got back in.
Sad to see. First casualty of the day goes to Jalnif. Sad to see.
I've got the grid. Already? When? Hopefully, somehow, some way, Jalnif can. Thing is, he was in the session before, so he should be able to just join and retake his car, but it's whatever the problem is.
By the look of it. Hopefully it is, and he can just dive in. And we had good news on the ABR channel. We had our first sub yesterday. So if you're looking for more ABR content and you want to stand out from the rest, then do sub, and you'll get the most up-to-date content, and also you'll stand out from the rest in terms of comments, anything like that. And we'd love your support as well. If you haven't already followed, please follow the channel ABR_F1 for regular content. You'll be able to see on so we've got racing on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We've also got racing from calendar season racing on Mondays as well, and also on Thursdays we've got high speed apex racing. As we're going to hand over to Phil, he's going to get possession started and go through the order.
Cool. Would you like me to crack on with that now and announce it now while we wait for the drivers to ready up?
Well, it's going to happen any moment, so entirely your call, as the session has just been launched.
Yeah. So we are having some ready up. So here's the grid for you today for this German Grand Prix. So starting on pole is Callum CW11 in the Williams with a great lap. Great banker lap in Q3. Starting alongside him in the Haas is ABR T1, another good performance throughout qualifying. Then you've got the second row of the grid, Mystic Reed in the McLaren alongside Oxtez in the Racing Point. Another good drive from those two. Then you've got the third row here, Sig Verstappen in the Renault, PWR Dan alongside him in 6th in the Williams. And then you've got the next row, you've got ABR Baraps 19 in the Red Bull, alongside him is his teammate Kimi 458 in the sister Red Bull team. And then in the next row of the grid we've got CR7 Ganja Wiz, once again with his teammate FRA Stubbsy, who takes alongside with his teammate. Then you've got the next row of the grid, which the Red Bull Renzo, who would have been disappointed to get knocked out of Q2, but he'll be happy with 11th. He'll get to start on his chosen tyres. Sufyan in the Racing Point starts next to him. OTR Jarem and PWR Cookie round off the next row in the Toro Rosso and the Renault. And then as we go towards the end, we've got ABR Chris in the Ferrari, with ABR Bowen of the Mercedes, who take row 8, and then you've got row 9 Silent Boom and ABR Lethal in the Toro Rosso and the Haas. Gator will be the one on the 10th row on his own, and unfortunately Yalnif won't accompany him in the final row. So very interesting.
Yeah, we've got a lot of drivers out of position, Phil, and expect them to be moving and shaking early on, the likes of Bowen, Silent Boom. Yeah, and I think it's going to get really punchy early on, trying to get them positions made up when DRS is enabled. Even on lap 1, it's a real bottleneck turn 1, and it's a real pinch point as well. If you get tapped there slightly on the rear end, it's going to put you around, and you know that barrier is ever close on the exit of T1.
So, my pick for the Grand Prix. It's hard, but based on qualifying performance, you've got to see how the pole sitter Callum was in with a great chance. But he's not my pick today. My pick today is Vitinho. I think he had a great qualifying throughout. I think he's kept it really consistent with his timings and his pace. So, you know, penalties could play a part. I'm going for the Brazilian.
So I think Callum's going to pull it off because pole sitter has won 50% of the time here at Germany. So. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, whatever happens here with the ABR. Over to Phil.
And here we go as we prepare. The lights out, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go for the German Grand Prix. As we head down into turn 1, Vitinho's got a great start. He's going around the inside of Callum. Callum's gone wide, and I don't know, I think all right at the back.
Yes, we got a car from McLaren's in the wall.
Oh my God, yes, I was just seeing if there was any contact behind, but Vitinho got a great start, but Callum did chop him off at turn 1. And we've got a McLaren off, and we got a safety car has been deployed.
Callum's still got the lead. Callum has still got the lead, wow.
Yeah, I mean, if you, let me go back to the start, because Callum got he didn't get a great launch at all. Vitinho was the one with his eyes switched on.
He was.
And his reactions into turn 1 was second to none. Callum did go a bit wide and probably would have got a warning for his troubles, but still holds the lead. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to see what positions we've had lost on the opening lap here. So we've got not much at the top here. The top 4 have stayed the same. Dan's up a place, Verstappen's down a place. We've got ABR Chris up 4 places, Silent Boom up 5, Lethal up 5, Gator up 5, and the unfortunate victims of that Turn 1 massacre was Red Bull, Ren. I think Cookie got involved, he's down 4 places, Jerem down 4 places, Sufyan down 4 places as well, and as you said, Oxtez into the pits probably for a nose change. So
nose change, just a hard tie by look at it for. Interesting call there. Got Jerem as well. Cookie in the pits.
He's going for it. He's opting for another set of mediums by the look of it. He is. He thinks there's going to be another safety car in this race. He wants to stay with the pace.
It's like glitch there sometimes when they come in the pits.
Yeah, what you need to look at is when they come into the pits, what tyres the mechanics are initially holding. They're the tyres that are going to go on, and then they'll change colour. So for me, they were medium when he came into the box and then changed to hard.
Roger that. Always good.
So, as this safety car goes out into the second lap, they all seem to have caught up from the front anyway. The pitters are still catching up. They should be able to catch the back of the train, no problem.
Looks like safety car will be out for another lap. And we've got our race leader, so the current order is Callum, Vitinho, Mystic, Dan, Verstappen, Kimi, Buraps, Stubbsy, Ganjowiz, Chris, Silent Boom, up so many places there, 6 places. iLethal, Gator, Bowen, Sophian, Crazy Oxtez, Jerem, Cookie, our first casualty of the day. Unfortunate for Renzo. Do let us know what happened there, Renzo. Do jump in the chat, we'd like to hear from you. It'd be good to get an interview from you as well, so if you're available, jump in the party, we can hear from you as well. That would be a nice, interesting feature. As the safety car comes around for another lap, expect to see it in the end of this time.
Ooh! Whoa, I don't know what the Racing Points are doing, but they got awfully close together. And now suddenly... so, Craze Oxtez was behind, then he went in front, and then... but hopefully we get the safety car in this lap and we can get racing again. OTR Jerem is in the pits again. I don't think he's happy with... a strange one. He may have got a drive-through or a stop and go. I'm not too sure, but he's...
I think he might have gone out in the medium when he didn't want it. Maybe he wanted a hard to go to the end. He's going to have to catch up now. I think the safety car is going to go regardless at the end of this lap.
I don't think a medium tyre would have been a bad choice, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah, I don't see there being another safety car in all honesty. But everyone else is pretty much going to have to stop, like you say. We've got the top 7 out on their medium. Stubbsy started on a hard tyre. Ganjo is in 9th on a medium as well, fresh medium.
You've also got the Red Bull with Kimi, who started on the same row as his teammate in the sister car. The safety car is in this lap. He's jumped his teammate and managed to jump Stubbsy as well. And of course, no, it was Oxtez who pitted, so now he's up 2 places at the 6th. So Oxtez was initially holding that position. Kimi jumped Baraps, and Kimi's up 2 places.
So Callum's controlling the pace, and we've got the safety car just approaching the pit entry now. It's going to be up to Callum when he's in the bolt.
I'm going to watch the backpack, see if there's any contact towards the rear.
He's bolted, he's got the hammer down through the final few corners. He's got a nice half a second already almost on Vitinho as he comes up to the line.
Oh, and there's out, and there's a racing point in the barrier, and I just could tell something like that was going to happen. I think he collided with his teammate upstairs. I couldn't properly see. I just see 2 racing points together, but into the pits comes Sufyan for definite nose change because he's missing half an M plate. So, oh, what a shame.
Yeah, big shame. And remember, jump over to Phil CSR if you want to get the other perspective after this as well.
You had it right first time, Rich.
I did have it right. Phil, if you don't
You
mind,
had it
just
right
drop a
first.
comment as well in the ABR chat. Plug yourself in there, mate, by all means. And yeah, get a few more followers as well. Bring them over to ABR yours. As we got Callum with a 0.641 lead over Vitinho. Mystic is in P3, Dan into P4, Verstappen P5, and the field is getting quite spread out now.
Yeah, as you say, the field's getting spread out, but the most important thing for Callum now is to exceed the gap he's got in front, get out of DRS range, and then just nurse his tyres, and then he has some nice free air, and then he can manage his own race from there on.
He's already pulled out the DRS on Vitinho, 1.1 lead.
Oh, I think
What's
we've got
happened?
another problem. I think ABR Chris has gone back. He's lost loads of positions. He was in
Big
front
train
of
behind
the,
him there.
Yeah, he was in front of the pack, and
Big
now,
train. Oh, he's going to send it out the inside. We're going to have contact there. Renault and Ferrari, and Renault and Racing Train.
ABR Bowen is just sitting in there nicely, ready to pounce.
We also got Stubbs.
And ABR Bowen, oh, this is going to be absolutely mental up to this heavy braking zone, and Gator's going to try and go down the inside of ABR Lethal. Has he got it done? They're still alongside each other. There's three abreast. Silent Boom's gone down in the end as they go towards the Mercedes-Benz grandstand. The Haas is going to brake too late, and he's gone round. The Haas of ABR Lethal. Oh, he's
now they're almost touching again.
Oh no, and now the Toro Rosso got back into the Renault. Oh, this is carnage. Everyone taking incorrect lines and braking on.
Oh, we got the Ferrari off as well. Chris is round. Oh no.
Unbelievable. This has been an absolute mess of a lap here. ABR Chris absolutely, and we're going to see Jerome probably box. Yeah, he's missing an end plate. He goes in the pits. Oh, what an absolute crazy end to lap 5 that was.
There, I think, Phil. There's plenty of action on lap, was it 5 of the Grand Prix?
I was trying to plug my thing in Discord. I was trying to, there we go, I plugged myself in the thing.
Thank you, sir.
Do you know what it was? I just saw that coming. As soon as the, what's it called, the Ferrari went down the inside of Lethal, I saw it coming from there, because they went to Mercedes-Benz grandstand, and the Haas just was not braking. And he just went into some sort of like 180 spin. And
so a dramatic few opening laps there after the safety car restart of this Grand Prix, but it's Callum that's leading. Vitinho's holding on to P2. Mystic's doing a great job of holding on to the final podium position, but he's got Dan chasing him down in 4th position. Then it's Verstappen, Kimi, Ganjulwiz, Stubbsy, Buraps, Gator, Bowen, Oxtes, Lethal, Cookie, and Silent Boom, the victim there, but he's got himself back up to 15th. ABR Chris still in the wars as well. Jerem, and then it's Sophia there in P18. Mystic here, he's closing in. He's got DRS enabled. He goes to the inside. Is he going to make the move? Vitinho holds the outside line. Good respectful driving there. And they both live to fight another day. We've got a 3-second time penalty for ABR Chris.
Do you know what? For once in my life, I've literally just been zoned out on this battle between what's it called, Kimi and Ganjulwiz, and then there's a battle behind between Baraps and Stubbsy, and I just keep flickering back because it's 2 Red Bulls trying to gain positions, and yeah, I think this is class. It's basically 2 Alphas trying to defend against 2 Red Bulls.
Well, you stick with that, because then we've Verstappen fighting Dan.
It's class.
And we've also got a battle up ahead, so it looks like the leader's starting to check out. He's got a 2.5 advantage over Vitinho, but then Vitinho, he's got Mystic for good company, and Dan, he's under pressure now from Verstappen, who has a little lock up there, manages to get it stopped, doesn't touch the rear end of the Williams, and we all pray for Williams this season. We hope to keep them in Formula 1. He's going to ride on board now with Verstappen. Car ahead's got DRS as well. they go into the braking zone. Going to be a change of second place potentially. Great defensive move there from Vitinho. Mystic has to tuck back in. And he's going to have another go at it, Mystic, around the outside potentially. Yeah, really good respectful racing in this league, Phil. It's what we like to see. Clean racing, enjoying a nice Sunday drive.
Do you know what? I'm so impressed with how some of these drivers are defending their positions. They're not getting overly aggressive. They're not moving under braking. They're not weaving around there. No, they're very clean.
That's what we want to see.
But hang on, here we go. I'm just going to stick with the battle here because Baraps is now miles closer to the back of Stubbsy. He's got DRS, and Stubbsy is really, really struggling on those hard tyres. And now we're going to go to the back straight, and Baraps is going to look for it here. And I can see it coming. The DRS is gone wide open here. He's going to pull out to the right hand side, and he's going to get in front of him before he even gets to the corner. He's got the inside line, and Baraps up to P8 behind his teammate. Will team orders come into play, and will potentially Kimi let Baraps through to try and attack Ganges?
And we've got Mystic up into third, and Dan's locked up, and that's allowed Verstappen up the inside, who's also going to take third position. He's going to take two for the prize of one. He smashed it there. He's absolutely smashed it. Verstappen, in the same amount of corners, has got two positions. Incredible job. Bit of poor driving there. I'm getting a bit of a train here, Phil. Getting a bit of a train here for the podium fight. Vitinho now, he's got a 2-second lead on Verstappen. So he's in a bit of a field of his own as well. But this final podium position is really going to heat up now.
I'm just watching the line from Stink Verstappen all the way down to Stubbsy. It's just a massive battle, isn't it? It's class. But Baraps
Stubbsy looking really good there on the hard tyre. If you can just stay with this train now, use the DRS, save the battery, save his fuel, he's going to be quick come the end of the race. And he can be battling for the third position. I don't know about second or first. We've got a lot of cars to pick from here. Who's your pick for the final podium position at this point?
Do you know what? I'm going to say Baraps. I think he is making hella progress at the moment. And he's getting really good pace out of these tyres. And I definitely think...
locking out. Really pushing hard now. Giving it everything. So far, a good day for Williams. Currently leading the race and in 5th place. Currently leading the championship.
Off up there from Kimi. Hopefully these Red Bulls don't do nothing too major.
So far, your winners and shakers. Gator up 7 positions in 12th. Lethals are up 5. Silent Room's up 3. As well as Ganges.
Here we go. Baraps is going to be miles closer this time. He's sitting in P8. He's right on the tail of his teammate.
21.
And I think this is going to be a rather easier move for Baraps as he goes down the inside and into 7th as he makes progress up the field.
Slightly choreographed, you feel?
Yeah, I don't feel like Kimi really defended that as much as he could have.
Yeah, he knew he was the quicker car. More confident within himself and let him go to fight. I'm sure
I like that though.
Return the favour.
I like teammates working together. You get a lot of it in most leagues.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Although trying to work with Snipes ain't easy.
Closest current battle is actually, I think, Stubbsy. Stubbsy in the back of Kimi now. Closing in.
Yeah.
And he is on the hard compound.
I mean, they're all
tyres,
in a massive train.
He's doing a very good job. Lap 12 of 34 of this German Grand Prix around the Hockenheim circuit. And it's been a cracker so far, Phil, and it's only going to heat up by the look of things.
Yeah, when you say heat up, I say Ganges.
He's on it. He's closing in on Dan.
He might get it done. I think that lock-up may have affected him though. If he didn't lock up, I reckon he would have had a great run on him.
Perhaps he's right up in gearbox as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't have a great exit into that DRS.
So behind this battle, there's a further 6.5 seconds to Oxtes. Then Bowen, he's got a little battle with Gator just behind him. Let's just have a look as well. Who's stopped so far? The highest person to stop Phil is Oxtes.
He's Jerome. Oh yeah, of course.
And he's on the hard tyre.
He had to stop on that one.
So
and then Jerome, Cookie and Sufjan were the other ones that boxed as well. Yeah, I forgot Oxtes. He had a nose change.
He was very high up the order as well, wasn't he? When he did.
Oh no, Oxtes was the one that just
like
played dummy, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Played the strategy.
Oh, and we've got Verstappen. He's in the pits. He's going out for a set of hard tyres. That's hard tyres, and you would assume that is to the end of the race. Unless, obviously, pending safety car.
Comes back out in 12. First one to blink is Verstappen in the race so far.
I mean, he was leading that pack, wasn't he? So he had to react, I suppose, in some sense. Because if one of the others had the box behind him, they would have been a threat to come out ahead on a fresh set of tyres because they're all so close together. And again, I keep noticing it with Ganjaris. He keep having so many lockups, and that's not going to help his tyres at all, Rich. I think that's going to only make it worse.
Here and here, slightly locking up. He's still managing to stay very close to Mystic.
Perhaps has just had a massive mistake. I've been on board with him for a while, and he's allowed Kimi to get within 3 tenths behind him.
But into lap 14,
sure.
Callum has currently got a 1.4 lead. Coutinho has closed it ever so much. The last time I did check, it was about 2.2, so it has come down somewhat. As it goes back up to 1.5. Then back from him, it's Mystic in third, further 3 seconds back, and then we got this massive fight. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Here we
5
go.
cars in this battle for the final
Dan's
podium
gaining
position.
on Reed. Not going to be close enough.
Slight lock up there. Great racing.
As perhaps Kimi and Stubbs here kind of drop back from this little train there. Maybe perhaps doing some ERS saving potentially. No, ERS is crucial in this. And the rain has come down. Here we have got rain.
Here we go. Here we go.
We have
Everybody
got rain.
stayed out. This is going to pay off significantly. Can these tyres hold on? And until the crossover phase now, Phil. Stubbsy is looking in a prime position, which he's going to be really confident, guys, as long as he wants on him. But yeah, have you looked after your tyres, boys?
I just see as they were coming round the penultimate corner, I just see the little spot start to come down.
How long is it going to take? It's only ever so light for a minute.
Germany's always one to put on a show, innit?
Oh yes, we love a bit of rain in Germany. We remember that from 2019, and here we go. We've got
he's going to get it done. Dan's going to get it done.
We've got a 3 second silent rule there.
And Mystic Reed is about to lose out 2 positions. He's going to go wide, and Ganju is kind of mowing the grass in that inside there, but
it's told no. Mystic does well to hold on. But yeah, the car's
this is a proper race. Oh, look at the Red Bulls. These Red Bulls are so close.
We've got Stubbsy with them for good company. He's feeling really punchy right now on them hard tyres. And we've got Kimi running a bit wide. And just to hold it together.
Got to back off a little bit, Stubbsy. But you'd say he's in prime position now for an overtake. Maybe
Coutinho, 3 second warning. Penalty, sorry. Now 1.3 behind the leader. And talking of which, Phil, I'm just going to have a quick run through of penalties and current situation, so we can get a feel for things.
I'll keep an eye on your
the front of the order anyway.
Keep an eye on the driving.
So Callum has currently got 2 warnings, one on lap 1, one on lap 4. Vitinho, he's got his first penalty. Third place, Dan, he's got just 2 warnings.
Oh, and Callum has had a little bit of an off, and Vitinho is right up the back of him now.
Here we go, battle for the lead is on, Phil.
This is going to be interesting. I'm not sure where he had the off. I just see that it just started to drop in time. As Verstappen and Bowen are battling here. The Renault's going to go around the outside. And he got the move done. He's overtook Bowen there.
As we can see, Vitinho, he can see the back of the Williams now. And that's going to push him ever more towards this first place. And he's really going to want it now. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's feeling pacey. He was closing down the gap already. And now Callum's looking that bit vulnerable as Vitinho, he's doing Tokyo drift sessions here, going a bit sideways, and that's cost him about 7/10 of a second, Phil. And he's lost all of that advantage, just showing the conditions.
Gator's
really
in the pits. Gator's in the pits. Is he going to gamble? He is. He's gambling on the intermediate tyres. The first gambler.
First to blink is Gator.
Is it time for the intermediate? The Ferrari certainly thinks so. Interesting.
I'll give Callum some confidence now. He's built up over a second advantage once more. Further back, it's 4 seconds to Dan, who's still got Mystic. He's staying with it, but it's Ganjuiz. Seems to have dropped Buraps a little bit, but he's closing in. Looking like a smooth operator here. Kimi just behind him, his teammate just hanging in there behind Buraps. Stubbsy in P8. He's staying in there. On them hard tyres, he's really done well from the start of the Grand Prix. As well as Oxtest there, he'd done that early pit stop, remember? But it's not really going to pay off right now. He would have been a lot better off staying out with this rain coming down. And we've also had Verstappen recently pit. It's really going to cost him, I think. And yeah, he's running up in 3rd position. And into
Coutinho's pit.
First of the big boys.
And can I just clarify? He's just gone on another set of medium tyres, has Vitinho?
He has indeed, Phil. So does that mean that the rain is going to stop?
Oh! As Vitinho just absolutely comes right out of the pits, right smack bang in front of Verstappen.
Here we go,
Verstappen's
going for it.
Side by side. Like, no, it's the grass! Oh,
Gator's retired as well. Gator's retired. I don't think the inter worked. It's not wet enough for the intermediate.
No.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, it's a safety car as well. The safety car.
Oh, very interesting. Is it going to pressure anyone into making a pit stop now, Phil? Because if this rain does stop soon, but the rain looks like it's getting a bit heavier, doesn't it? I'd have to say it's getting heavier.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Gator. Maybe he was just too impatient on getting the tyres up to temp as Callum boxes. Here we go. What's he going to opt for here? I think whatever Callum opts for is going to be the right strategy. But Vitinho, I think, made a bold move going on those medium tyres. It does look like it's getting worse. And it is intermediates for Callum, so it is time. They are playing it. And it's a double stack for Williams because in comes Dan as well.
And yeah, we're going to get jumped here. Mystic has jumped up.
Mystic Reed.
And he's gone out the mediums.
Mystic Reed's gone on to slicks.
He's on the dry tyres. So what drama we've got with the strategy?
We've got 2 different strategies going on.
Wow, Phil. We're going to have a lot of losers and a lot of winners right now. That's what's going to happen.
You've got to be on the wet tyres, surely.
Look at the split of tyres across the field. Even the ones that are pitting further down, it's 50-50 in terms of what they're going for. And no one knows what's best.
It's got to be Inters. Can't be good for slick, surely.
Wow, what interesting scenes we have here on lap 19 under safety car. It's really pressured everyone, I think, to make a decision and pit at that point. Because you can be under safety car for 2 or 3 laps. So yeah, we've got the leader on the intermediate tyre. Can be a lot more confident, of course, but if he can turn on that soft tyre, we've got Coutinho behind him on the fresh mediums. And Mystic as well, opted for the dry tyre. Verstappen early had pitted, made up some more positions, back up into P4.
Coutinho's back.
Then your next intermediate is Dan. So the Williams both going for the intermediate tyre there.
I'll tell you what, right? If it is good enough for slicks and like whether the rain dawns off,
is it going to dry up?
ABR Chris, he's in a great position though. Fresh softs. Down in 16th, he's playing the gamble. What's he got to lose? He's got nothing to lose right now. As Verstappen is in the pits, surely he's got to be onto the inters. It's got to be.
Yeah, can't be anything else unless it's softs.
No, it's inters. Yeah.
Inters. Okay.
I thought so. Oh, he's getting a nose change while he's at it because I think he came together with Lethal, didn't he? No, Vitinho was in it. No, Lethal. It was Lethal. Yeah.
Comes out just ahead of Cookie, his teammate. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people out on the dry tyre field left in this Grand Prix. 7 of 17.
Lethal hasn't even stopped yet. He's on 19 lap old hards. Now, to me,
gonna pit.
I get their dilemma though. I get their dilemma because the track looks as dry as the Sahara Desert. Still.
I think he pitted on lap 1, didn't he? If he did, then go to the end still. Potentially, it's gonna be a big ask. Safety car lights still on as we come into sector 3. Are they gonna go off? Like safety car will stay out for another lap.
I'm going to keep an eye on Chris. I'm going to see how his grip is on his socks.
So is Vitinho going to go into the pits? What's the message from Jeff? What is the information, Jeff? Do let us know whether playing its part. Definitely, Millsy, madness here in T1 action. As we've got Callum currently leading the Grand Prix. Safety car around for another lap. And yes. In. Vitinho in the box, Phil. Vitinho in the box. Mystic. 5-second penalty there.
Interesting, and ABR Chris is still out on these softs.
Will Raps as well on P4 on the hard tyre. Just made his stop by look at it. 2 lap old hards. Very interesting, Phil. It's going to make for some great viewing, I tell you that. Once this safety car restart happens, it's going to be high drama. So surely safety car is going to come in end of this lap. So we're going to get racing on lap 22. So we're going to get about 12 laps of racing left of this Grand Prix.
Well, put it this way: if it does turn to dry out, the Raps is your winner.
It's going to be tight until we start our racing. We've got about. It's going to be squeaky bum time before we get going in TSR6.
No.
These safety cars have really delayed the race, and now the weather conditions as well. But never mind. We love a bit of racing. We join during quali if we have to. We're racers at heart, but we love a bit of ABR. And these boys, the creme de la creme. So safety car in this lap. Message has come through loud and clear. So top 3 on your intermediate tyres. We've got Buraps and Lethal in 4th and 5th. On the hard compounded tyres, a lot younger in Buraps' car. And then a lot of inter runners. Jerem's still out on the slicks. Don't think it's going to work for the dry runners. I really don't.
Chris is on the soft tyres. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
Going to run on board with Buraps on the restart here. On the helicam.
There's a bit of body work on the track. Someone's lost a bit of end plate.
And I think he's bolted. Yeah. Here we go. Callum's throwing the metal
down.
Oh
my god, this is crazy. And ABR Chris has just absolutely ploughed up the field.
Here we go.
Here we go.
How the dry's going to do through T1. They look okay. Holding their own. What it's going to be like for in a heavy braking zone. Let's see. Doing pretty well. Struggling there under traction though. First inter overtake.
Chris is wide.
here we go. We've got a massive battle behind us.
Oh my lord.
Stubbs is going to send it.
There's about 3 abreast.
Oh, we've got mixed tyres and we've got Stubbs.
Oh my god, there's an Alfa Romeo racing point.
We've got 3 cars involved. Oh no.
Lethal, Oxtez and Stubbsy are off.
Oh dear. And what caused that? Gonna have to get a steward's inquiry come the end of the Grand Prix. But at the top it's the 2 Williams boys. Currently first and second now. It's Callum and Dan in P1 and P2. And Dan is getting ever closer to the back of his teammate. And he's also got good company. Gandil is right up his gearbox for good measure. And then further back, Silent Boom. Now up into 5th position. Really capitalising on the strategy. And let's monitor this gap field between Buraps and Silent Boom. It's going to be interesting to see if it comes down. Or if the track does start to improve.
We've got Jeremy in the pits.
Yeah, maybe
and ABR Chris. It's absolutely just sent it down the inside of the Tina into turn 1. And ABR Chris on the soft tyres, he's up to 10th after being 15th on the restart.
They're right on board with Ganjuiz because he's got the prime position as we've got PWR Dan. He's in the slipstream of his teammates. Going down in towards the hairpin. Is there going to be a change of position? Any team orders? It doesn't look like it. They look like they're free to race as there's contact slightly on the apex there. And is Callum going to hold on to the lead? It looks like Dan's just edged his way ahead ever so slightly. Dan is going to inherit the lead. We've got a change of lead, Phil. And Callum looks like he's going to try and look for the switchback. And he goes to the inside, but yeah, gives his teammate space. And yeah, some great little battles here at the front. Williams, no team orders from them. And Ganjuiz is closing in because of this.
Wide. Verstappen's gone wide.
And Ganjuiz is going to dive to the inside through this high-speed corner, and not ideal. And it's going to push the Williams out wide. So lucky not to get on the gravel there. So the Williams fighting has cost them 2nd position. We love a bit of rain in Germany, Phil. We've got Verstappen overtaking Vitinho. He's up into P9 now. We've still got Buraps. Buraps is doing a marvellous job here. Still out on them dry tyres on lap 24 or 34. The rain really doesn't look like it's going anywhere fast. And Dan's starting to check out now. 1.2 advantage over Ganjuiz. And we've got Callum further half a second back from Ganjuiz now.
Here we go as we are on board with the battle between 9th and 10th. Verstappen ahead of Vitinho, but Vitinho is going to go around the outside and makes the move, but
switchback.
Verstappen, oh, he's left them room, which is good. They've left each other great racing around the Renault. He's got the inside. But the Haas is going to have the inside at the Mercedes-Benz grandstand and should make the position stick.
And Buraps looks like he's really struggling now, Phil. He's just lost a couple of positions. He's lost it to Silent Boom, who's moved up into P4, as well as his teammate now that's overtaken him. And yeah, he's going to have to fend off. We've got some fast charging cars going side by side, the Renault and Mercedes. And looks like the Renault's also going to go for a lunge on him. Cookie, not the place to do it, lad. Don't go around the outside there. He's looking for it, and he's got so much advantage as Buraps cruise up into the pits now, surely to go into the Inters.
A shame. The shame that they didn't go on it during the safety car. The wets were always the better tyres.
I mean, he threw the dice. If it would have paid off, it would have been a massive reward. But just hoping, praying for the rain to stop, and stuck in there.
Yeah, it looks quite a lot worse now. I think the track's starting to get a little bit wet. As ABR Chris now moves up into 12th. He pitted a lap earlier for softs. From softs to into soft.
We're currently lap 25 of 34. Dan leads the Grand Prix. Ganjuiz is up into P2. I mean, big winners here. Ganjuiz up 7 places in P2. PWR Dan up 5 positions. Silent Boom up 13 positions in P4.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dan, he got pole position. He's down into 3rd now, so he's lost out a little bit there. PWR Cookie up 8 positions, as well as Bowen who's pushed himself up 9 places. So some real movers and shakers. We did say qualifying. So, I mean, it wasn't a true story. There was a few people that lost out there, and we can see them really capitalising now.
I'm so interested as to, I don't mean to be a critic, but I don't know, just why didn't they all stop for wets on the safety car?
Well, it must have looked like a short window in terms of before the race strap, you know, like you would have looked at it, probably one of the windows was, you know, light rain or whatever it was, and just hoping, praying that it did fade away, but yeah, I remember we done a league race the other day, Phil, and it looked like it was rain. Yep.
He's in the pits again and puts the full wet tyres on.
Here we go, Tino's going to take Bowen.
I mean, perhaps he's literally got nothing to lose here. He's just come out on the wet tyres and he thinks it's too wet out there.
He's come out on the full wet?
Yeah.
Very, very
wet tyres. Well, he's, like I said, he's got nothing to lose now, has he? If it gets worse and the other struggles, that's the best chance he has, really. Well, that or a safety car. But we've already had 2. There's your top 3.
Quite a few in this Grand Prix.
Pretty distant. 6 seconds ahead from Silent Boom.
So, who do our championship...
Oh,
oh dear.
Oh,
I'm scared.
And I think Raps might be calling it a day.
I wouldn't blame him
He's
at all.
going slow.
Got a few puddles forming there.
So and there's well, then the racing point's off now.
As we got Oxtes, he's looking to make the position on who's that up ahead of him? Mystic. Mystic goes quite defensive, a bit weaving there under braking, and just nudges the racing point there before the apex, squeezes him out wide. But Oxtes getting well with the power there, just concedes the position once again. And we've got Vitinho battling alongside Cookie as well, Phil. Oh, it's side by side now.
Oh, and Vitinho's got the place.
He's got the position, Phil. And we've got a nice 4-way battle now. And it's Haas, Renault, Mercedes, Renault. This little scrap. Oxtes as well, still trading blows with Mystic just behind him. A real interesting race so far. So yeah, what I was saying before, Phil, how do our championship protagonists look in this Grand Prix? So Callum's currently leading the championship on 58 points. He's currently in 3rd position, sitting pretty you would say. Then we've got Stubbsy, not looking so pretty, unfortunately, down in 14th. So that's really going to throw a dent in his championship hopes. And then we've got Buraps as well in 3rd position. Really lost out today, but the big winner, PWR Dan.
Dan's in a great position, isn't he?
Currently on 48 points. He's going to take a big bag home with
73.
him. Oh, yes.
Raps will miss out on the points. Stubbsy may miss out on the points.
Who else? We've got Oxtes currently in P10. He's 5th in the championship overall.
It's going to do good for Williams and the constructors as well.
Didn't make it.
And Buraps has called it a day, unfortunately. He has pulled the car over.
So this
in
race,
sector 3 into the pit lane and called it a day.
This race is massive for Williamsville. It's really going to propel them to the constructors at this rate. I mean, the main rivals really had a bad day at the office, and they're really. I don't want to have the commentators curse, but it's looking really good so far.
Yeah, really good, and I think now the way it's going, unless Callum can find a way past going to this, I think that the top 3 will stay as they are. They all look pretty comfortable. Dan 2.1 seconds out front. Callum just behind Gangerwith, who's
Starting
he's
to suffer
struggling a little bit.
Yep, the gap's come down a bit now. It looks like Callum is on the ascendancy. Change of position further down. We've got Bowen making up a position here. He's battling once again with the Renault, going side by side, wheel to wheel. Who's going to have the bigger balls into here? Under brakes. Mercedes gets the inside line.
Oh,
The Renault goes around the outside.
The outside, yeah. I was going to say Renault has the bet. Oh, they've touched and he's gone outside. And Bowen,
he still keeps his foot in it.
He's gained the position.
Oh, he gets squeezed on the exit.
Onto the gravel.
He's in the gravel. Oh no. Manages to compose himself. Great racing there. And Vitinho now is all over the back of Kimi. There you go, very close into turn one. Not want to be too close. Kimi's got a penalty there, going through T1. Another 3-second multiple warning. It's going to play a key factor at the end of this Grand Prix. Speaking of which, I'm just going to check with the leaders in terms of penalties, Phil.
I was just doing that right now as you were speaking.
If you're doing it, carry on, son. Carry on now. We've got a change of second. We've got Callum up into P2. He's run wide though. It's going to get Gangerwiz back up the inside. And yes, comfortably back into second position is Gangerwiz. Callum really looked like he sent it. We just caught the end of it there. And yeah, he's dropped back now 0.7 of a second.
So just looking, just going down towards the penalties, I'm seeing if Gangerwiz so far, I've got only 3 seconds for him. I've not got anything for Dan as of yet, so I'll come back to you on that.
They're both clean at the front. So now
I've got
closing back in on second place. Sorry, Phil, carry on.
No, I was going to say, I've just seen that I've got another penalty for Stubbsy, so we're up to 6 seconds now. Callum has 3 seconds.
When you pause it, go race director, click on the driver itself, scroll through, look on the right, you'll see warning and penalties for each individual driver. That's how I like to do it personally. You can see.
Yeah, that's calm and collective.
The way I get confused otherwise. Mystic is in the pits now. We've got a little battle back there. Yeah, Mystic in the pits. What's going on here? Maybe a time penalty, not quite sure. Yeah, time penalty being served, and wet tyres by the look of it going on the car. New front nose for good measure, down to 14th now.
No penalty for Dan.
No, nil point. So far for Dan at the front of the order. Really good job. In these conditions, keeping it clean. Turn one is the one that normally catches you out in terms of penalties. Callum now will get really twitchy, closing in on the back of Ganja.
Mind you, it does look like it's getting towards full west, doesn't it?
Oh, it does indeed. Like the racing line is just about raceable, but it go off it slightly, and it's starting to form by the look of it on the track surface. The ride on board definitely getting a good shower here.
Yeah, definitely. As we come across to start lap 32 out of 34 of this German Grand Prix. PWR Dan leads, CL7 Gangerwiz in second, Callum third. They are your top three. Then down in fourth, Silent Boom, Bettino, Kimi, all together battling out for that fourth place. Silent Boom has made up an astonishing 13 places. He's going to intend to stay there. Hopefully penalties won't reprimand him as Crazy Oxted pits.
Vitinho's going to make a move on Vitinho up the inside into the hairpin field. Sorry. Vitinho looks like he's going to get the position done as he does up into fourth.
Yeah, just to let you know, Vitinho can't make a move on Vitinho. Vitinho makes a move on Silent Boom.
Apologies, getting excited.
Oh, he's gone wide. Silent Boom's going to have a decent run. He's broke himself there with Vitinho, and Silent Boom's he's gonna try and come back at him. Oh, really wobbling out there.
Yeah, Callum's doing half a second of Gangerwiz. and push for second if he wants on his final laps. We start the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, Phil, and it looks like the leader's checked out 4.3 up the road to Ganjawiz. Then the battle for second is on the final podium positions. Don't come together, boys, or you won't be tasting the champagne.
You're tasting the rainwater. Oh,
you're tasting his tears.
Almost had a spin turn one. Silent Boom was a little bit closer. He would have been all over that.
It looks like the battle to watch is for second and third position. Also, we've got fifth and sixth quite close together. Also
yeah, I'm on board with fifth and sixth, so keep an eye on them.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Callum at the minute, if he can make any moves on these final few laps. Started on pole, remember. He's really going to want to make up these final few positions if he can. It's been a great race.
Trying to get one up on lethal here for 12th place. That's all it's going to be for, unfortunately. Close enough to make that move. Tell you what, like Silent Boom's going to get his elbows out here. I don't know if you've seen him, but they are really close, Silent Boom and Kimmy. He's going to have to get his elbows out for P5 here.
It looks like it's going to be the one to watch, Phil, because Callum's dropped back off the back of Ganjawiz. So it's going to be Toro Rosso versus Red Bull, Junior versus the Premier. Who's it going to be? Callum has got a 3-second time penalty, Phil, on the final lap of the Grand Prix there. That could throw a few standards in the works.
So as it stands, Dan will take the checkered flag. Ganjawiz will stay where he is, and Callum will stay where he is. Vitinho has more penalties than Callum, and as does Silent Boom, so that won't affect the top three. Kimmy's got 6 seconds of penalties as well, so
here we go for the final time. Kimmy is getting in the slipstream now, Phil, of Silent Boom, who does a little teleportation.
Can we get some last step action?
Into the apex there, Silent Boom comes in.
He's going for the switchback. He's got the switchback, and Kimmy's got the inside line.
Oh, it's neck and neck.
He's going to have the outside line at Mercedes-Benz Grandstand.
Lifts off.
He's not finished. He's not finished. I'm sure he's going to... I think I can think of a couple more. Oh, he's going to lose it. Oh, this is getting so wet out there. The conditions are absolutely testing the drivers here. As you keep an eye on the battle, I'm just going to go across with your leader. PWR Dan comes around the final corner to take the 2020 German Grand Prix, and CR7 Ganjawiz will come across in second place. No, Callum does jump in.
Callum up to second.
Callum has jumped in on the line.
And it's going to come across Silent Boom ahead of Kimmy. What's it going to be in terms of penalties? Kimmy jumps him still. And it's the two Renault boys.
Jumps to Silent Boom. Verstappen gets ahead of Silent Boom.
Yes.
And Bowen doesn't. So Silent Boom gets 8th place.
Let's wait when we do a run through once they all shake up the order. I'm sure there'll be a few more movers. Up to the line is Chris and Oxtes. Oxtes! It looks like Chris run out of fuel right at the last minute. And Oxtes got him there. Wow. And we've got a car in the wall. We've got a car retirement there. Across the line. Stubbsy is out. Oh, wow.
And the McLaren's going to go into the side of him.
What an end to the race. Park it there on the finish line, excuse me. And wow. High drama, Phil.
I'll let you run down the results of the German Grand Prix as you watch your top 3 on the podium, as PWR Dan has absolutely drove a fantastic race, got it right with the strategies, and it's a great result for Williams, finishing 1-2, and they're going to extend their Constructors' lead. That's all for CSR Phil GH, but we're going to leave you with Richie and myself to just run through the results of this Grand Prix.
So thank you all for tuning in. It was a highly octane race, that one, that's for sure. There was plenty of drama. We had the first lap safety car, a later safety car as well. The restarts were very interesting. We had the rain to throw into the mix as well. We had it all throughout that race. Some real split on the strategies as well. And Dan was the only one actually there to not actually get a penalty. He managed to finish P1. Well deserved, starting 6th on the grid. And yeah, some real great pace from Dan. And the 1-2 was done by Callum there as well, his teammates, who did start on pole position, had a good battle on there, finished in P2. Then it was Ganjuiz in third, Vitinho up into fourth position, and there was Kimi in fifth, Verstappen in sixth, and then we had PWR Cookie in seventh in the Renault boys there. Silent Boom really making up the position, starting 17th on the grid there, up into 8th position, as well as Cookie. You know, he started 14th up to 7th. A real good day at the office for him. Bowen as well, you know, he started P16 up into 9th position there, managed to make it work on a one stop there. Then we had Oxis in P10 rounding out the final points. A real great race, one really good to watch. Remember guys, do head over to Phil's, he did plug it earlier, CSR Philly. Do head over to there, because you'll be able to see the other perspective. If you do hear him shout out about another incident, I'm probably following another battle, so you'll be able to get some clips and some highlights from there as well. It's been a pleasure to host the American British Racing Championship at the German Grand Prix round 5, and I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be very interesting. We've got this was what was it, round 5 of the championship. We've got a few races to go, and it looks like Williams are really pulling away now. Callum, a good day at the office for him, as well as Dan, really closing in the advantage and maybe taking the lead of the championship. I'm not quite sure there. But yeah, round 5 of the championship, German Grand Prix complete. The rain played its part like in 2019. And we move on into the Hungarian Grand Prix, round 6 next weekend. Join us again live on the ABR channel. Don't forget to follow, like, and if you, of course, you can subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. So drop a comment, and I hope you enjoyed this racing. And we'll be back once again on Monday tomorrow for some more league racing. Thanks for watching. Take care and good night. Bye-bye.